Is Monday, November 29th, 2021, here with your live show. Man, November just came and went. This month was crazy fast. Of course, just 1 month left in the year, so going to make it a good one. Got a lot of changes here coming to our morning show. It's our last month or so of this morning show, so we'll still have morning shows. We're going to just more of them in different formats, but winding those down. Of course, we're just a day away from our Become a Capper contest starting, so I'm really excited about that. Got a couple hundred people entered already so far, so I know a lot of people like to enter at the last minute, but I would get it in now because, you want to be ready to go when the contest starts. You don't want to be scrambling around with your entry. You want to be capping your picks, so you can become a capper right here and be with us on our shows right here at Pick Dogs.
Hi, it's Mitch from PickDogs.com.
Oh, for sure. These games have to be high drama.
Here we go again.
I'm going to go big and see what happens.
Welcome to Pick Dogs, the morning show. It's like I said, Become a Capper contest doesn't start tomorrow. It starts on Wednesday, and it's exciting. I think we've had different contests throughout the years. This one is just like them all. They're all just a little bit different. This one, I think we've nailed down a couple things, and one of those is that if you enter late, you're penalized. You can enter late. Normally you can't enter late. We just cut it off. This time you can enter late, but you're penalized. You're minus 200 points a day. So up to 5 days late, up to 5 days after the thing, you can enter. But the problem is that you might be you'll be 1,000 points minus to start, and if the leader is plus 1,000, you'll be eliminated already. Because if you're 2,000 points out of the lead, you're eliminated from the contest, whether it happens on day 1 or day 28. But I'm excited about it. I think we're going to get some new cappers. I'm hoping we get different styles, different people. Who knows? Get the next, Joe Madden. Get the next Brian Bittler. Get the next Rod. Get the next Al Ninos. Get the next Joe D'Amico. Who the hell knows, right? It's like next Joe Vaughn, Tony Brown, whatever, right?
There's only one Joe D'Amico.
Ashley. Someone that could pick soccer like that. Craziness. Man, who knows? I just know I like getting all the notes. I know a lot of people are interested, so we hire people outside of just the winners. So we're all on the lookout here. So we're always looking for good people. Not everybody that picks well is a good fit with us. That's for sure. Takes a little more. But if you haven't gotten your numbers, then just email Rod personally or just call him on that Facebook call thing. You can call them up. Just call him directly.
Yeah, not me, Rod.
No, just find Rod on Facebook and just hit that.
Any questions at all, text Rod.
Just call him. No, don't text. Just call. They have that call feature. Just call him up anytime. Just whenever. Think he's 2 hours. He's mountain time. So figure out when he might be eating dinner or something, or be super busy doing something else. That's probably a good time to catch him.
Definitely.
Just feel free.
I had somebody ask me if they can enter three-way hockey picks, and I said no. I take money line only. No, only money line.
This is in the rules. If they're asking
Yes,
this question,
correct.
They're not going to be a good fit with our company. You have to read the rules. If you can't read the rules and follow the very basic instructions that we have, you're not going to be a good fit. These are the problems, that we have. So it's we want people that can pick games, and there's a lot of people that can pick games out there. I know that. There's a lot of people that get hot. There's a lot of people that get cold. There's a lot of people that, it is what it is. But it's you also need to fit in with our company. There's other sites out there that you could go to. I know there's some of the people are lazy as hell, and they don't care, and there's somewhere, you see, you can tell the sites where they really put the work in and the sites where they don't, and the sites that are, just taken over by Eurotrash, which is most of the sites in our industry right now, just it's sign up for a sports book. I don't care what else you want to do. Sign up.
Yeah.
It's like, my God, man. It's like I want people to sign up too, through our links. It helps us a ton. I know that. But these guys, it's like, my God, man. Offensive. Maybe that shit works in Europe, but I don't know. If that's what you guys want, I could do that too. You could just set up a whole site for it if you want. No problem. Anyways. I digress. Anyways, got NFL tonight. Seattle Seahawks and the Washington football team. Man, these primetime games have been lousy games, This one, the line has flipped all over the place. It's gone back and forth. It's gone from Seattle open to 2.5 favorite, and then it's gone, where they were a dog yesterday, and now they're favored again. It's like there really doesn't seem to be much rhyme or reason in this one. Brian, what do you think of this thing?
It's a very tough card in general, and this NFL game. As far as the total goes, I'm leaning towards the under. Washington has gone under in four of its last 5 games. The under's 12-2, last 14 versus NFC teams for the Seattle Seahawks. I'm not impressed with the Seahawks offense. I'm not impressed with the Washington's offense. I think Taylor Heineke hasn't had a bad year for the Washington, and I think we've seen Russell Wilson struggle since coming back from his IR. I mean, he hasn't been himself. He looked terrible against the Packers and was pretty inept against Colt McCoy and the Arizona Cardinals. So I'm going to go with the under here, under the total.
Rod, what are you thinking?
Yeah, I'm thinking the same. I think we're going to get a lower scoring, mucky type game. We're both going to try to run the ball, and I don't see a high scoring blowout as well. You look, Seattle 9-0 to the under their last 9 after allowing more than 250 yards passing in the previous game. So I think they tighten up their defense a little from what they did last game. And same with this Washington. Their defense has been getting better and better from what it started off the year at. So for me, I'm going to agree with Brian and take the under in this one. Because I think we just sneak under the total in this one. It's going to be a close game, tight game. So I'm going to take the under.
Joe?
I'm going to take Washington's team total over. I'm looking at Seattle's defense. They're terrible against the pass. They're the 3rd worst in the league against the pass. I think Washington's going to pick them apart. Heineke can get those balls right in that window, and I think that's what they do tonight. They average 21.2 points per game. It's set at 21.5, so take that over.
I like the over as well in this one. Both these defenses have been absolutely terrible. And, the offenses have had their share of struggles as well. So I'm going to look for both these guys to open it up. It kind of is, the loser is probably out. The playoffs are really in rough shape. The thing is that there's a 17-game schedule this year. So we're not sure what it's going to be to make the playoffs. There's also an extra playoff team. So there's one extra playoff team, and there's 17 games. So there's 2 factors here, and we know that a losing record won the NFC East last year, but it did not get you a wild card spot. So that is a different story. Be interesting to see. I don't think a losing record is going to win the NFC East this year, and I don't think a losing record is going to get you a wild card. You can't be 500. You can only be game over. But the Seahawks, if they lose here, will be really up against it. There'll be no tomorrow as far as like another chance to lose a game the rest of the way. We're seeing, the Dolphins making that kind of run right now, and they haven't beaten the best teams, but these are the winnable games, so it's like these are the ones you got to win. It beats the hell out of losing, and, they look to be dead in the water, but now all of a sudden they've won 4 games in a row. They're 5-7 on the season. They've got New England again on the schedule at home. They own them in Miami. They don't play the Bills, who own them anymore this season. It's a 17-game schedule. 10-7 might do it, if they can get there, if they can get home. But it's a big ask to win out. But but we've seen hot teams, go out at, if they make it at 9-8, will that do it? It might. The AFC
in that division, it might.
because they have some key wins. You know, they have some big losses. They have some key wins in these tiebreaker scenarios. They have the tiebreaker. If they beat the Patriots in Miami, they will have the tiebreaker over them. They will not have it over the Buffalo Bills. They will have it over, you know, some of these other teams too. It'll be interesting. See how it all shakes out. But, yeah, we've never seen this before, so we're not really sure exactly what's going to happen. I think it's just one of these odd scenarios. Same with, you know, college football. It's like we're in a very odd time, in an odd scenario. And Lincoln Riley, you know, saying I'm not going to LSU and I'm not going to LSU and taking the USC job doesn't make him a better person. You know, it makes him a piece of garbage for saying for not saying I'm contemplating my options. Because now all these kids have committed to go to Oklahoma, and now they have to decommit, and they look like, you know, it makes them look bad. It's unfair to them. It's like, you come to play with me at Oklahoma, and I'm not going to be there. I don't know. I need to know the number that he took, what it took to whore himself out. I don't mind that coaches take bigger jobs and take more money and all that other stuff, but don't say I'm here to see this thing through. 2 days ago. If you're not. How could you, as a parent, how could you send your kid to go play for this guy? He's full of shit.
Yep.
Yep.
Anyways, speaking of full of shit, what are you selling today, Brian?
Well, close to 60% winners over the last 30 days. Going to try to keep it going. I got 2 premiums so far. I got my NFL Monday Night Money Shot along with my NBA Monday Executive Info Play. Might add a college basketball after we get off here. But right now, 2 plays, each of them $30 at pickdogs.com premium picks.
Right.
And for me, it's a masterful Monday. I've got 2 NBA slam dunks. I've got my 10-star Monday Night Football game of the month. I've also got my 10-star NHL play of the day and my 10-star college basketball play of the day. You can get all 5 best bets over at Pick Dogs Premium. Off a nice 7-3 day. We're looking to keep it rolling. Been hot all week, all month. Just keep rolling along. Today's a new day. Starting a new week.
Joe.
I have 3 picks today, you guys. 1 in the NBA, 1 in the NHL, and 1 in the NFL. All my best bets of the day, so head on over to Pick Dogs. I've had too much coffee today, by the way. I feel like I am buzzing right now. The espresso's just flowing right through me. Every time I go to talk, my heart's just like racing 500 times the normal speed. I don't know why.
Too much coffee on a Monday.
Oh my God, I've had tons of coffee. I got my little pod things back, probably why.
That'll do it, yeah. A little espresso pod.
All right, so I just added to the rules about that you could enter late to become a capper, but it's minus 200 each day. For example, if you enter on the 5th, you're at minus 1,000 to start. That includes entries on December 1st. Minus 200.
Yeah.
Enter on December 1st.
December 1st is late.
Yep. Contest starts December 1st.
Because Rod and I have our morning show. We have to get our bets out, so we're not going to be scrambling to get you guys your numbers. December 1st at, 6 a.m.
Yeah. You message me at 6 a.m. on December 1st looking for a number, you're in trouble. That won't be the first message I answer today.
Yeah.
Tommy Tuberville took the Auburn job from Texas Tech, I believe is where he ended up. And he ended up getting fired, so actually not such a great ending for him. And then he went to Cincinnati and was fired there as well. He's actually been the only unsuccessful coach at Cincinnati in the last 20 years, 15 years. All the rest of them have gone on to big jobs. Mark D'Antonio took the Michigan State job. Brian Kelly, Notre Dame. Butch Jones, Tennessee. He flopped out. And then Tommy Tuberville. Now Luke Fickell probably in line for a big job too, if he wants it. If he wants it. My guess is we haven't heard his name, but my guess is LSU, Oregon, something like that. Oklahoma's got to be looking for. Oklahoma's looking for a coach. I don't know if they'll go with a defensive guy. I don't know. Interesting to see what they do. But speaking of college football, got NBA action today. Got a good amount of games. And some interesting matchups. 76ers laying 2 touchdowns against the Magic. We've got the Heat laying 7.5 here against the Chicken Nuggets. Got the Bulls minus 5.5 against the Hornets. Bulls 5-5 in their last 10 all of a sudden. Got the Houston Rockets up against the Thunder Buddies. And the Timberwolves against the Pacers. Rod, any of these 5?
Yeah, and those ones, I give me the Thunder Buddies plus the points in that one. I think they got a good shot to outright Houston. You look at the Thunder, they're 5-0 ATS. Their last 5 games following an ATS win. And you look at the Rockets, they are 1-9 ATS. Their last 10 following a straight up win. And Thunder's 5-2 ATS. Their last 7 meetings between these two. So the Thunder, I think they outright and beat the Rockets today in that one. And the other one I like, give me the Pacers plus the points against the Timberwolves. I think that's a closer game than people are going to think. Pacers are they're 5-5 their last 10, but I think they're going to start to turn things around. Give me the Pacers plus the points in that one.
Joe Madden. Joe, what's the number one question or issue that people have had with the contest, entering the contest so far? Like, what's the number one?
The number one issue or question?
Yeah, like if we could nip it one in the bud, what would be the best one? Like, is there any one thing that's like?
No, there's not. People just people have been asking if they can bet totals, if they have to just bet straight up, and just questions like that, if they have to bet against the spread or they can bet money line. We've got questions all over the place. I was thinking about going live on a platform just for a question answer kind of period. Tell people I'd be in there, but not sure where to do that. So I'll think about that maybe tomorrow.
Let me know. I'll make some popcorn. Watch the show.
Yeah, right. We'll see. But yeah, there's tons of different questions. I don't think I've had many of the same, except for how do I how do I hashtag, how do I tag you guys? Questions like that. So,
maybe we should do a how-to video.
Is it possible to put a post where people can ask these questions, so that way we don't get tagged in like 5 different places?
No, because I think we're getting tagged absolutely everywhere, all over the place, under all our posts. So today, you guys, bear with me between shows today. I'm going to go through and I'm going to take a real look at all the different posts because people have entered all over.
Maybe we can do a few of those minute videos that we do and just say, frequently asked question, and number 1,
And I think that would help, Mitch, but I think people are requiring a little bit of answers to their direct questions. Otherwise, we're still going to get the same questions from the same people. So I'll take the time and I'll go through their questions.
There's no such thing as a stupid question.
There is no such thing as a stupid question at all.
Yes, there are. I used to think that. The older I got, I learned that, yes, there is. And there's also stupid people that ask a lot of questions.
Yeah, absolutely. And then you guys, I just really want to reinforce, make sure you follow the instructions in the post, either in the picture, in the writing, read it, because a lot of these questions are right there in front of you guys and you're asking, but you're not reading the post. So if you just read the post, there'd be no questions for a lot of these ones that you're getting. But in this group, I do like the Timberwolves. I think they'll get the cover at home here. They have been great at home. They've covered their last 5 at home. And then I agree with Rod. I do like the Thunder. I think the Thunder are on a roll right now, 6-0 against the spread in their last 6 games. I think they're going to come in strong tonight against the Rockets team that's 0-4-1 against the spread in their last 5 facing Western Conference teams. So then give me the Heat. I like the Heat too. Minus the 7.5 points. I think they roll in and they get a nice win at home over this Nuggets team.
So, Brian, we're always the early adopters on teams like the Thunder Buddies, and it's kind of like this is what happened with Drake last year in college basketball. It's like you have this wonderful cover machine that nobody else really believes in because, Drake kind of flew under the radar, because they're Drake. But we knew coming in that this was a team that had won 20 games, for the previous 5 seasons. So we got it in on them. And the Thunder Buddies, this is a team that, they still are not winning games. They're 6-13 on the season. Now they're covering spreads, and Thunder Buddies for life. We've been on this crap for a couple of years now. But now you're starting to see, people starting to believe in the Thunder. Usually a very bad sign. I mean, what are you looking at here?
When people start betting a dog like this after they've been covering, the books adjust the number, But I do agree with what Rod said in his pick with the Rockets tonight on this occasion. I mean, his pick with the Thunder on this occasion. I think I'm going to run the Thunder Buddies, ride the Thunder Buddies one more time today. It's not a premium pick, but I think they're the better team. I think you're getting points. They've done nothing but be a profitable team betting them. So there's no reason to jump off today. And then the other game I was looking at was the Orlando Magic Sixers. I think the Sixers are 3-6 against the spread at home. This is 2 touchdown spread with Orlando. I don't feel like the Sixers are a great cover team when the number's set this high. I'd love to know what they are, any line above 10. But for this one, I'm going to take the 14 in the Orlando Magic.
In the video, I gave out the Thunder Buddies again, but it's like I'm kind of, I can't get there like with a premium pick, and I could easily make a case for the Rockets. It's just one of those games where I can make a case either way. The Rockets are playing their best basketball this season. They've won back-to-back games at home, and not against lousy teams. It's not like they played the Pelicans in home or something. It's like they beat the Hornets and they beat the Chicago Bulls, and they beat them soundly. They didn't like get lucky and weird bounce or something like that. They beat the crap out of them. And they're playing well enough that like John Wall is saying, you know what, I'm kind of missing getting paid. Maybe I'll start playing again.
I thought he gets paid anyway.
No, he doesn't get paid. Not if.
Okay.
You don't get paid if you hold out.
Oh, okay. I thought he just was.
My guess.
There's
a guaranteed. Yeah, he doesn't get paid if you hold out. That's why Ben Simmons reported. Is because he wanted to get paid, and then it's on them. If the team says we don't want you to play, well then it's on you. But a guy like John Waller says I'm not playing. Well then, fine, I'm not paying. Okay. It's like you can't just say I'm not. It's guaranteed money if you are on the team. It's guaranteed money if under certain conditions. But more than likely, they have a clause in there that if you hold out, we're not paying you.
Yeah, I don't feel like playing tonight, guys. I'll be back 2 weeks from now.
At least it's like I'm calling it sick. It's like I just had a rough night. Lost yesterday, so I don't feel like playing today. It's like I'm gonna make up some excuse.
I hate guaranteed contracts.
Guaranteed contracts, NBA and Major League Baseball has the worst guaranteed contracts. But the worst because there's no There's no salary cap, and
nope.
The union, have destroyed the game, and that's why only the really in general.
Oh yeah, we still looked at that.
I think if you went to a football type deal where they got a signing bonus, and then the contracts weren't guaranteed, I think that'd be better.
Contracts should have more incentives to play better.
Trust me on this. People are going to take more money if they can get it.
Yes.
Oh, for sure.
So it's like they're not just going to say, okay, we'll just take the signing bonus, and if we earn the money, good. It's like, or as opposed to someone says, okay, here's the guaranteed money. That's what it takes to sign some of these guys. No, John Wall is a holdout. He does not get paid. John Wall is listed as a holdout. He's not listed.
He's one of the worst contracts I've ever seen. John Wall's. He has another option for next year. A player option is close to $30 million. I think it's 26. It's a high number. It's crazy.
The worst contract
Crazy,
ever
right?
is the worst contracts are the one that the Orioles signed with that guy that's finally not on the team. The guy who he signed the contract, Davis, and then he batted like 200 the next year, and he never batted like over 200 again. That was a horrible deal. And then the Jason Hayward deal by the Cubs. It's hideous. He signed a 10-year, $260 guaranteed money. So it's like he's still on the team. I think it's the last
He's
year.
still on the
finally.
team, right?
I think it's his last year of the contract finally. But it's a really, really bad one. There's been some bad contracts. The Steve Young LA Express contract, he's still getting paid. So Chris Davis signed with the Baltimore Orioles. It was a 15-year period deferred contract, residual effect. He had a 7-year, $161 million contract. And what happened is that the contract was so big and he was so bad, they had to get rid of him, because he was batting 200 or less than 200. You couldn't even have him in the lineup. That they deferred $42 million of it over a 15-year period. So he'll get paid like Bobby Bonilla does. He'll get he'll get $2 million plus a year for the next 15 years for doing nothing. Almost $3 million.
That's a good deal.
Almost $3 million a year. It's almost like you, Brian.
How did it get you to put me to a big contract like that, Mitch?
Sorry.
Guaranteed.
Only Al Ninos gets that kind of money.
$2 million a year, I'll take.
You want Ninos money? You got to earn Ninos money. We call it Ninos money around here. I liked having Al on the show yesterday. It's fun. He's a good guest.
Yep. This card just put me in a rotten mood today. I don't know.
The worst one is still Bobby Bonilla. He's still getting $1.19 million all the way through to 2035.
Yeah, but Chris Davis, but Bonilla's a Hall of Famer. Chris Davis batted 200.
I know.
Bobby
Who's the guy that
Crazy.
gave Chris Davis
You haven't played in 20 years.
Yeah, but he deferred that money. He deferred.
Oh, I know he did.
He deferred it. He would have
easy.
made that money up front. I mean, Bobby Bonilla was a Hall of Famer, right? I mean, he's one of the best hitters to ever play the game. He played with Barry Bonds before Barry Bonds was on roids. He was the better of the two.
Right. He did, yeah.
He was the better of the
But
two.
it's still crazy that it's that long.
Chris Davis
You
is
haven't been playing.
stiff.
Still play it.
Chris Davis is stiff. He retired after a hip
All he
surgery.
was a power hitter. That was about it.
Power hitter. He didn't even hit at all.
He's a guy that bats 180 and hits 30 home runs.
Well, what's David Price making for doing nothing? Boston's still paying him out?
Well, no, he's not doing nothing. He pitched for the Dodgers this year.
A little.
He makes $30 million.
Yeah, each pitch was how much we figured. It's like, yikes.
Chris Davis is the worst contract ever, I have to believe. David Price, they got some quality innings out of him. But Chris Davis, they get nothing out of this guy. Nothing.
No.
The Jacoby Ellsbury Yankee contract was hideous also. He was a guy that never played for, right? And he got all that money. Justin Verlander made $35 million last year not playing.
It's too bad they can't make those guys do physical labor if they can't perform in the field. Let them sweep the stands or something like that.
That's like what I would do. That's what I do with Ninos. It's like, you can't make picks today? Come on over. I got some editing for you to do.
Because you're still under contract for the team. They should just give you a different job, like a vendor or something.
It's like the Joe Madden position. Hey, why don't you deal with 200 raving lunatics that want to become cappers at the website?
Mitch, there is definitely a good question by Pedro in the comments. Which sportsbook should people follow for their lines? Because if we've got someone entering and they're getting a different line, a different sportsbook, what are we going to do with that? What did you guys do last season?
The lines have to come from our betting odds page at Pit Dogs or Sports Chat Place. Any of the books on our Sports Chat Place, you have to list the book where you got the odds, and it has to be one of the books that's listed on our betting odds page. I'll put that. That is a good question.
Very good.
We'll put that. So just as long as it comes from our betting odds page at Pick Dogs or Sports Chat Place, either one of those two, you can just list it in your thing. Got this from the betting odds page. Pick Dogs. Put a link.
Yeah.
You know,
I'm a fan of the betting odds page. It's one of my bookmarks. So.
we're redoing it. It's gonna be better. I think it started. It's okay, and it's like we're not doing like what some of the other guys did. Had a good one.
Well, it's better than
bad
some of
one,
the competition out there. Some of the other guys' sites are pretty big.
Most of the sites
for
out there are
odds.
just like I said. Most of the sites out there are run by Europeans, so they don't really care about the content that you're getting. They care mostly about getting you to sign up for a sports book. That's all they care about. They don't care about the user experience. I've worked with these guys, right? So I know. It's like they don't care about the user experience. They don't care about building something. They don't care about, the community. They care about you signing up for a sports book. It's a conversion, first-time depositor. You should talk to these idiots. It's nauseating. I have 1,000 emails from them asking, work with us. You're way too lazy and stupid. Same guys that bought a couple of our competitors. That's my exact answer. You're way too late. You could ask them. You're way too lazy and stupid for me to work with you. Anyways. Always let it slip away. Anyways, like I said, Rockets, Thunder. I can be talked both ways into that thing. Hate the way the Bulls are playing. Hate the way the Nuggets are playing. Sixers, it's a lot of points. When I did the video last night, the line wasn't out yet, but I didn't think it would be there. I thought it'd be like 8 or 9, not 2 touchdowns. Sixers are a good home team for wins, but they haven't been this year because they're missing Embiid. It's weird with the Timberwolves, and it's just weird how many games I can lose on them. It's like there really is no cap as to how much money I can lose on the Minnesota Timberwolves. I can bet on them, and I could lose money, and I could bet against them, and I could lose money. I could probably bet both sides of the game and still end up losing more than the Jeeps. It's like I just stink at it. It's like I'm terrible at Minnesota Timberwolves games, but I've gotten better at it. And like at the end of last year, I was actually rolling on the Timberwolves games, and I had them circled. I was all ready, and then this year they came out, and they just were terrible again. And then all of a sudden this year they're kind of like. They're starting to find it again, right? What we saw at the end of last season, they're starting to find it again. So they're definitely a team to watch. I think, Joe said it. They're really hot right now. And the Pacers, though.
Look at the Pacers against the Bucks yesterday. That was a shit fest.
Yeah,
really pissed me off.
The Bucks have found it. It's like when the Bucks are running like that, you got to stay clear out of I think I gave them out my parlay yesterday. So you got to stay the hell out of the way, when the Bucks.
It's minus 2-3. That seemed Bucks minus 2-3 against a team that's like 9-18. I don't know.
Well, the Bucks were only a 500
I got
team
my ass
going into
kicked,
that game. The Bucks were only a 500 team, but if you look, the good Bucks teams like the last 2 years, not last year, but the 2 years before that, and last year too, when they had like the best record in the NBA or were like one of the top teams. Last year they won the whole thing. It's like that's when they're blowing teams out, 20, 30 points. And that's what they're starting to do that, You got to watch out. Got to watch your step.
They pissed me off yesterday.
Watch your step.
They just came out hot after half, that's all. They came out in the third quarter and ripped them a new one, that's all. Outscored them by a dozen.
Yes, you did, and you gave out the Colts. Those Colts.
Oh, I love the Colts. That was another team of disappointment. This is like the
Colts
hour
killed
of
me
disappointment.
yesterday.
The Colts disappointed me so much yesterday. I was so mad. I was waiting to go in for my pedicure, and I watching the game. I couldn't believe when they scored that touchdown. I thought they were going to get it to be a push because it looked like a field goal for the Bucks.
Should have won that game. Colts should have come out and won it. I was so mad.
Those Colts.
Colts
Goddamn
and
Colts.
Titans yesterday.
Just
I was
broke the
done
tackle.
with
I
the
didn't
NFL
tackle
after
him.
those two games.
Ran it in.
Colts. That coach
It's gonna be a
such
push.
dick. I told everyone on my show.
9 times out of 10, that's a push.
But yeah, because 9 times out of 10 they tackled the guy and he doesn't get away there at the end, and they kick the field goal.
This is gonna be the worst beat ever. Only the Colts.
And I was sitting at dinner watching the Rams and Packers, and that was even pissing me off even more. So I was having a rough day.
I can't believe Aaron Rodgers threw all those touchdowns with COVID toe. Pretty amazing.
So I was trying to explain. I was trying to explain to the lady that I'm down by 16. It's not looking good. She's like, "Oh, this is still another quarter left." Like,
yeah, he's got COVID toe, and he's doing this.
I'm dead.
COVID toe. That was funny.
Which team is the Rams? They're the ones in the blue uniforms.
They're the ones that are running after the guys in the green.
But the Niners covered and the Broncos covered, so that was all right.
Yeah, but it's more fun to see you. But the fun part is watching you lose against the Packers again. You could have gone 15-1. We would still have material.
You can't bet against Rodgers and Lambeau
all day.
There were some highlights yesterday. The Giants looked good against the Eagles.
I understand.
Dolphins were an easy one.
But we don't care. We only care about the one game, the Packers.
I hate the Packers.
I hate because we enjoy watching you. Just the frustration.
I probably lost $10,000 on the Packers this year.
No wonder you hate Rodgers.
I don't know the
betting with him.
amount. It's up there.
Actually, please don't start betting with him, because then the rest of us can keep betting for him. Because he's going to piss you off either way.
But it wasn't a super public game either way. The Rams are always bet because they're an LA team, and people like the Packers. So, it was 50-50 or so. I just thought the Rams were the better team, but they definitely weren't.
Aaron Rodgers, Lambeau in a big game. Aaron Rodgers under LaFleur. So he was a dog yesterday, right? A home dog. And under LaFleur, he's never lost back-to-back games. He has never lost 2 games in a row. Ever. It's like, I don't know. He did it with COVID toe. He ran one in.
I thought the only position that the Packers were better was the quarterback position. But,
I wasn't even wearing his mask. He's brave. He's a brave man.
Oh.
He's brave. Not wearing his mask.
No, I think that's the only game I enjoyed yesterday.
I loved it.
Well, I like the Ravens game too. That was a good one.
I just like Aaron Rodgers. I just like him. He's my guy.
I hate that bastard.
I like him. I think he's awesome. He was awesome on Jeopardy. I liked when he was on Jeopardy as the contestant and just whipped everyone's ass. That was my favorite. It was like, it's like, how about if I just come on here and just whip your asses? Like, sideways. It's like, oh, here's some football player. It's like, how about if I stomp all of you? Like you're standing still. I wonder who was on that Celebrity Jeopardy that Rodgers beat. Like, what's the roster of players that were on there? We'll have to find that out.
Now we need a Pig Dogs Jeopardy show.
Oh, Mitch will win it.
No, I know a lot of trivia questions.
Not good at Jeopardy.
He won 2015. So it was let's see. I'll have to find out. Anyways. We've got the Cavaliers and the Mavericks, the Spurs and the Wizards, the Jazz and the Blazers, and the Clippers and the Pelicans. Brian, what do you think of that?
I was originally thinking of going a little bit public here with the Dallas Mavericks, but the Cleveland Cavaliers have been a very strong cover team this season. And I don't think that people are on them as much as the Thunder public-wise. And the other game I was looking at that was the Portland Trailblazers plus the points here against the Utah Jazz. Portland hasn't been great lately, that's for sure. But to me, I think the better bet's the Cleveland Cavaliers, and then secondary just the lean on Portland Trailblazers against the Jazz. I'm scared off the Pelicans. So.
How about you, Rod?
For me, I have to agree. Giving the Cleveland Cavaliers plus the points in that one. They've definitely been good against the number. 13-7 on the season, 6-3 against the number on the road. So I think that's a closer game than people are thinking. So give me the Cavs plus the points in that one. The other one, best replay on the board today is give me the Spurs plus the points against the Wizards. Wizards are 7-22 their last 29 in San Antonio. He's humping up on the Wizards. Give me the Spurs plus the points in that one. They got a good shot to win it outright. But I'll take the points for safety, as Brittler would say. So give me the Spurs plus the 3.5 in that one.
I missed that one, and I'm stealing it, so don't email me. I'm circling it. I like that pick.
Joe?
I'm leaning on the Cavs as well, plus the points. I just think they're going to play a strong defensive game against the Mavericks here. And I just think it's too many points for the Mavericks to cover. It's why I also really like the under in this one. I think it's the safer way to take this game. Both these teams do trend towards that under. The Cavs in their last 13 or in their last 18 games have gone to that under 13 times. And the Mavs as a favorite in their last 5 or 7 games, in 5 of those have gone to the under, if I can talk today. And then I think the Jazz over the Trailblazers, I think they come and they get a nice win here. Trailblazers are 0-7 against the spread in their last 7 road games facing winning teams. And I like an over in that one as well. The Jazz really are trending towards that over right now, 5-1 in their last 6 overall. So give me those two.
Aaron Rodgers beat Mark Kelly, the astronaut, and he beat Kevin O'Leary from Shark Tank, Mr. Wonderful, on Celebrity.
Oh, he beat Mr. Wonderful? Mr. Wonderful must have not have been impressed.
He stomped him. And that Mark Kelly's an astronaut. I mean, those guys are freaking, they're freaking astronauts. Not like, Jeff Bezos astronauts, like real astronauts.
I'd like to challenge him to a game of Jeopardy.
Rodgers?
Yeah,
Went
grudge
to
match.
Cal. 4-year.
Well.
He graduated from Cal. He didn't just go. He graduated from Cal. They wouldn't let you. They wouldn't even let you near the place.
No, they wouldn't. I still want to challenge him to something. I got to figure out what I can beat him.
Got some killer acid in Berkeley. Killer. Saw the Grateful Dead at the Greek Theater there. Great acid. I met a guy there named the Human Hit of Acid. He had the best acid.
A game of John Madden football. Maybe I can do that.
It's a different show. different show. I like the Cleveland Cavaliers against the Mavericks. Is it my turn?
Oh, consensus. That means all 4 of us like.
I gave it out. I gave it out in the video with the in the parlay. I love the Spurs.
Yeah.
Utah Jazz, easy money. Portland is not covered on they've covered on the road once all season. Lousy.
Yep. 1-9.
Lousy. Brian took him, I think, against the Kings or something. I took him against the Kings on the road. That's where I saw that. I took him against the Kings on the road. I figured, today's the day. Was not the day. I lost. Clippers against the Pelicans. I like the way the Clippers are playing. The Pelicans certainly are acting like they feel like playing basketball now before Zion gets back. But, nah, I don't think so. Clippers seem to play every day, though. They're active. Very active team. All right. That was fun. NHL. Did everyone go?
Yeah.
Yep.
NHL, Buffalo Sabres. I was looking for that Aaron Rodgers thing. Buffalo Sabres versus the Kraken. 7 wins for the Kraken this season. Montreal Canadiens, the Habs, up against the Canucks. Got the Jets, Jets, minus 305 against the Coyotes.
Too good to be true.
Minus 305. Reverse puck line sticking in your parlay. What I did last night, I watched videos on the internet of other guys that give out picks. Have you ever done that? Like looked at some of these other guys? So there's a guy who gives out, he's like, I forget his name, Red something. And he gives, Ginger or something, right? He's a redhead guy. Gives out these parlays. And it's like, here's my easy parlay. It's like Ohio State minus 605 against Michigan and whatever. And then he gives out another parlay. And he's like, this is my fun parlay. And it's like 10 teams. And it's like, I don't know. You know, I do this, right? So I know how hard it is to do these videos. But I'm talking about, like, not one of these was even close. You know, they all got murdered. And, like, all the picks within the parlays, you know, it wasn't even 500 either. And, like, but the thing is, it wasn't like he was picking, you know, it wasn't like he goes out on a limb and says, you know, I'll take, you know, the Coyotes here on the reverse puck line. It was like, I'll take Ohio State on the money line, and I'll take even
huge favorite.
Yeah, there was even other big favorites that got beaten down. I'll take Baylor and lay the points against Texas Tech. I'll take, you know.
Probably took Kansas the other day, minus 1,500.
No, it was all football. It was all football.
All
football that I watched.
But the problem is some people in the general public don't understand that you can't bet lines like that. No, so
that was his
they
easy.
See that hit and he looks like a hero to them.
Yeah, they're not all like that, but it's like, and he says what the payouts are and stuff, but it's like, this is the easy one. There's nothing easy about losing, you know, and having to lay minus 605 and then losing.
No.
Right.
Minus 605. It was something like, it was some favorite that was like, it was like one of these gigantic favorites, you know? It was someone that was like a 20-point favorite in college football, like laying it on the money line. And, Cincinnati on the money line, like parlayed up with, like, you know, something that got creamed. So, and it was Ohio State on the money line. It was his easy parlay. They got beaten. Anyways, doesn't matter. The Flames are playing the Penguins, if anyone cares. Brian, Joe, what do you like in these three?
Okay, well, I think there's too many people humping the Kraken right now because they've won a couple. I'm gonna go with the Sabres. I like the Sabres here.
It's like it doesn't sound right. Joe.
No, it doesn't. Gonna take the Sabres to get this done at home. And then the Jets, you probably can take them on the puck line here over the Coyotes. The Coyotes are not playing well at all. They completely will be outmatched on all ends of the ice here. Jets should get it done. Jets had a great win over Calgary as an underdog. I think they've got momentum going home. And then are we in the Canucks time zone? I think
it's a free for all. There's only 4 games.
Only 4 games.
Mitch wants to get it over with.
Right?
Well,
I forgot those only 4 games.
Like, this is what we do. I mean, we're not gonna.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, and I think the Vancouver Canucks finally break their 4-game losing streak. I think that they get this over the Montreal Canadiens. The Canadiens are 1-4 in their last 5 games, playing on 1 day's rest. They come in a little rusty. I think the Canucks somehow squeak out a win here. They have to end this losing streak.
Joe, you get any Cyber Monday deal emails?
I have.
You get a couple of them. You get a couple of those emails about Cyber Monday.
Yeah, Mitch is slipping. No Cyber Monday.
Yeah, my computer has been beeping the whole time we've been here, and I was not cluing into what it was, but that is exactly what it is. All sale stuff.
Yeah, that's the guy, Depressed Ginger. It's like he actually has good energy, you know, and it's like he has good stuff, but it's like, I mean, this is ridiculous. I mean, I understand it's my easy parlay, whatever. I'm going to lay a bunch of giant money lines. It's only easy if, you know, it's like,
I hate those parlays.
Yeah, I hate those. It's like, how about the I hate it parlay, you know? It's like a good way to lose a lot of money parlay.
Absolutely. I'd rather throw 2 underdogs on a money line parlay.
That's my game. I mean, I'd way rather take 1 big underdog and lay the reverse or whatever. It's like extended lines. It's like your odds are so much better than having to have 3 to 4 simultaneous events take place. That's why those parlay cards are bright colors right next to the cashier, just like the Snickers bar. M&M's. Got them at Walmart right next to the cashier.
Absolutely. That's exactly what the books want you to bet.
Of course.
Right?
Well, they have
They
the
want
cards,
you to throw
the
that money on
parlay
it.
cards and the teaser cards and the pleaser cards, and all of those cards are right next to the cashier. They're bright green, bright pink, bright yellow, all these bright colors right there. Hey, what's this? They got pencils in a little tray. Right? What is this?
Yeah.
Oh, pens, right? The nicer ones, the nicer books. You know, some have the little golf pencils, some have the nice pens. MGM. It's like, come on in. The water's warm. Have one. Got baby Ruth's over here.
Yep. Absolutely.
Where are we at? Rod, did you pick?
I went.
No, not yet. My turn.
Jets? -305?
No. Nope, not for me. I'm going to take the Coyotes plus the 1.5. You look at the Coyotes; they are 5-1 on the puck line in their last 6 games. They've been they might have been losing a couple of those, and then 3 of those they've actually outrighted teams.
You know what
So,
the
yeah.
technical phrase for that is when you've hit 5 of 6 on the puck line? True story.
What's
True
your-
story. Mother puckers. True.
Mother puckers.
Yeah, it's true.
The Coyotes have been mother puckers to a lot of people who have been thinking that they've been hot diggity dog poop and trying to get the reverse puck line on them, and it hasn't been working. They've been making it a 1-goal game. So for me, I'm going to take the Coyotes plus the 1 goal in that one. As we say, don't lay puck line and have to lay juice. It's the same as like baseball. Don't be trying to lay the run line with juice. There's no point.
Rod, you ever look at the other
That's a
guys'
losing
videos out there?
proposition.
You ever just like to have like 5 free minutes and like you look at the other videos of other people doing picks out there and stuff? You ever just take a look?
I've come by a couple and seen them. It's like, oh my God, some of them are just awful.
Some of them are terrible. Some they don't even say their name. Like they just start talking. You know, they don't say.
Have you seen the one where you don't even see the person, where they just have the page
I won't watch
covered
those.
and they're hiding behind?
Those I don't watch. Where it's like just a
Those,
screen of letters.
you don't even
and
know
stuff.
who it is behind. Like,
No,
it's like the Wizard of you should take this.
I can't show you my face because then I would be accountable. No, those aren't the ones I was watching. I'm watching. There's one guy who's sitting there, and he must watch us or something, or me, or whatever, because he's got all these lights going on and everything. And then he doesn't even say his name. I forget his name too. He has like, and he does like thumbnails where you outline. So he's trying, but it's like he doesn't even say his name, and he's super low on the screen. Like his headroom is like all off. Like on his spacing.
Oh
right?
yeah,
He's like way down like
and he's
this.
like this, right?
Yeah.
He's like
way down here.
Yeah, and he's
it's
always
like,
kind of high.
yeah, but he never says his name,
is on
right?
his-
It's like he's there, but he never even says hi. Whatever. It's like he just starts talking. It's like, it's like, hey, you gotta at least take me to the. Joe knows I'm not easy. I don't put out without a movie.
500 times better than the Twitter cappers without a face, though.
We've had this discussion before. I'm not like Brian. I don't put out without a movie. Well, maybe I do.
Mentions of a movie is fine.
Yeah, or that they might have heard of what a movie is, something like that. All right, I do put out without a movie. You got the sign came with the building.
If you can move, yeah.
The sign came with the building. Came with the house. Haven't taken it down yet. All right, sorry, Rod.
All good. And then in this one, everybody's humping the Sabres, and they're like, yeah, here, have some plus money with the Sabres. The Kraken is so bad on the road. Why are the Kraken -143 on the road? Why are they the favorite in Buffalo? Somebody knows something. I'm going to take the Kraken. I'm going to take the Kraken on the puck line. You get a nice +172 on your money on that one. I don't trust the Sabres. No, thank you. They're begging you to take the Sabres at a +132. Begging you. They're like, come on, Jake, give me the Sabres. No, thanks. I'll take the Kraken. I think I'm going to take the Kraken on the puck line. I think they get a nice win in that one. And I can't trust the Canucks. No Canucks dance until they actually show something. So you're going to pay me to say it as a Leafs fan. I'm going to take the Montreal Canadiens over the Canucks until they show me something.
Oh, you traitor.
And now I'm going to take Montreal. And then the other one, I'm going to take the under in the Penguins and Calgary. I know that you see it on Saturday. They both had way over totals, but you look, they're both 6-4 to the under their last 10 games. I think we got a hard fought defensive battle on our hands in that one. Give me the under Pittsburgh, Calgary.
Brian?
I'm going to be on the drive through tonight doing the Calgary Flames and Pittsburgh Penguins pick on the money line. So make sure you tune in and check it out.
Whoa.
Oh, I like that sound effect. That's the best one.
My Calgary Flames in action. One of the best teams in hockey. Anyway, I'm going to agree with Rod here and take the Seattle Kraken. They burned me a couple times this year, though, and they've looked like the play that the books don't want you on, and then they end up losing anyway. But I'll take the Seattle Kraken here.
1-1 in that situation when they don't want
it. It seems like I always lose, but
it's 1-1.
I'll take the Vancouver Canucks plus money. Both these teams are horrible, but I think you're getting some value here at Vancouver. I think they are the better team, and I'm gonna write. It just lean to Vancouver and a stronger lean to the Kraken here. So those are my two.
Max Scherzer to the Mets, 3 years, $130 million.
That's a good signing.
Yep.
Wow.
It makes sense.
They got a great four pitcher if you have Stroman number 4.
Yeah, but you know what $130 million is? It's $43 million a year.
You got Syndergaard, Scherzer.
No, Syndergaard left. Syndergaard left.
Oh.
He signed with somebody else already. He signed like the day the season was over.
4.
Yeah, he signed somewhere else.
Well, I was going to pick the Mets again for the World Series. Get it out early. San Francisco Giants finishing last.
No, Syndergaard went to the Angels.
Oof.
They needed him. It made sense. That made sense. They need help there. Got college hoops. Oh, he didn't do Mitchie Pucks. Wow. Brett Lashley hired by SMU as Miami's offensive coordinator. Goes to SMU as a head coach. I didn't even know SMU fired their coach. Well, probably after that Tulsa game. Just kidding. I'm just kidding, Rod.
After that Tulsa thing, yeah, definitely you better fire your coach.
It's like, you can't stop that freaking QB. Rod's like,
yeah,
Rod's yelling at me on the show. He's like, that QB stinks. I'm like, I understand that. Terrible. God awful. Yes, he does.
Get up 17-0, and then you just choke it away. It was like, what the you guys doing there? No wonder you got fired.
You're fired.
Bye-bye. Don't let the door hit you.
Lashley is a good offensive coordinator. He's also a guy that the players like a lot. He runs that wide open, fast offense. I think that people are going to like it. I don't think he was our guy at Miami. I think they did a nice job the second half of the season, but when Van Dyke came in, but he wasn't the Lashley type of guy. He was more a pocket passer, traditional Miami quarterback, pocket passer that throws deep. And that's our guy. All right. Go to college hoops. It's a fun card. It's kind of like the precursor for the rest of the week, which is monster games. Big Ten, ACC this week. Brian?
I hate the card, honestly.
Because you hate the Big Ten ACC week?
No, I love Big Ten.
Against the ACC, this is the week.
Yeah.
This is our week, Brian. This is our week.
Tomorrow maybe. I didn't see any games that jumped off the page and said, "Oh, this is going to be a slam
Big Ten
dunk."
Against the ACC. You should be all over Iowa here.
No, I'm on the
So
other
Grambling
side.
played the last game last night, and then they play the first game today. We flipped the lucky penny last night, and we hit that one. We got App State. We did it during our halftime show. We got App State versus Hartford. That should be a good one. Gardner-Webb against North Carolina Central. I have to say, this is one of the better North Carolina Central teams we've seen in recent years. Columbia against Lafayette. Columbia back on the ice after taking last year off. Canisius versus Cornell. Big Red. It's a Brian team. Colgate against Niagara. Kentucky against Central Michigan, the Cats are loaded, man. They're playing well now. I think they would love a rematch with Duke now. Boston College against South Florida. Lousy game. Not even Boston College not invited to the ACC Big Ten matchups. Sit this one out, fellas. Virginia taking on Iowa. I gave this one out in the video. People hammered me in the comments, but meanwhile the line is now totally inverted and gone the other way, too. So, yeah, I love Virginia in that one. Not a premium pick, but I love them. Love them. All right, any of those, Brian? You love Virginia here against Iowa?
You're making love to Virginia.
I want to marry him. Love him.
Yeah, for me,
gonna marry.
I'll lean to Virginia here. They're the better team. Iowa is 6-0, but I think Virginia, this would be a good spot for them to get a nice quality.
Are you talking about is this just a general statement about the ACC dominance over the Big Ten in college hoops this year?
No, it's just one game that I like Virginia over Iowa, and I'll
agree.
take
the ACC is the better conference.
I'll take the square patty with the Kentucky Wildcats.
They've
been crushing.
My wife wants to know who I'm marrying. I'm marrying Virginia against Iowa because I love them so much. Yeah. My wife just came in with what the hell is wrong with you?
Ooh, I love this Virginia team.
She's
anyway.
You're marrying some guy. No, it's Virginia against Iowa.
I got Kentucky laying the points against Central Michigan, super square, but Kentucky's been blowing crappy teams out of the water for a couple games now. I'll take Austin Peay plus the points against TCU. I think TCU is about 1-4.
I don't think we made it to
jumping slots.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, we kept it short.
Jumping into the 8 o'clocks.
Yep. Rod, what do you like?
For me, in this time slot, give me Boston College. I know they've been awful, and people are like humping South Florida in this one. This is their first true road game of the season for South Florida. Boston College 4-0 at home. They're only 2-2 against the number at home, but I think they get this one. It's like, yeah, you snubbed me, just like you said. If you don't get to play this week, so fine, we'll show you what we can do. So give me Boston College as they pound South Florida in that one. The other one I like, give me Gardner-Webb. I like Gardner-Webb here. They're 3-0 at home, 1-0 against the number, 3-1 against the number all season. And you look North Carolina Central, they're 0-4 on the road, 2-2 against the number. I think Gardner-Webb's the better team. Give me Gardner-Webb in that one.
Gardner-Webb. Just sounds like that.
And I think Central Michigan makes it closer than 30.5. Kentucky wins the game easy, but it's just a little bit closer. I know because everybody thinks Central Michigan's absolutely dog poop, but I've seen them. They've covered.
I wouldn't say absolute dog poop. I would just say straight ass on that one.
Okay, they're just straight ass. But this straight ass is going to get Kentucky by a couple points.
I mean, you're right. You're right. They were within 53 of Gonzaga. So it's like they were there. They were there. They were there. Right? They were within 53. I think you keep it within 53, and then the DePaul game, and we all know what a monster they are. They were within 33 in that game against DePaul. They were 3 point away from a backdoor cover. So give me Central Mich in that one. They weren't 3 points away from a backdoor cover. They were 19 points outside the number. They got crushed.
But this was 30. This is the try to cover 30. I think they don't. I think Kentucky wins by 29.
That's DePaul. I would take Kentucky by 20 over them.
Mm-hmm. It's just too much. The number's gone.
Rod's just bitter about the push against Bellarmine. He's just bitter. Holding a grudge because they pushed against Bellarmine.
Because they pushed.
Yeah, I could see that one. I could see Kentucky going triple digits.
Well, it will be triple digits. Right. They're not going to score 100.
Anything else?
No, that's all I like in that time slot.
I love Virginia. I'm going to marry them.
Mitch is making love to Virginia.
I love them.
Virginia is for lovers.
I love them. Going to marry him. Got a crush on him. Gonna send him a note and pass it across the table. I love you. How's your love life, Brian? You guys, didn't hear much.
Yeah.
You guys had, I know
It was a good day yesterday, but I feel a little stressed. I got the weight of winning games on my shoulders, and
get rid of those carnations. You'll be in like Flynn.
it wouldn't be carnations. I wouldn't go to that.
Nothing says grandma flower like a nice bouquet of carnations.
Yeah.
All right. Get her one of those potted plants for Christmas plants, because now it's after Thanksgiving.
Christmas cactus.
Chia pet.
those poinsettias, with the tin foil around them, the green foil or red foil. Get her one each, green, red. Things,
You got to get them now because they'll start. It takes that long to bloom by Christmas.
Yeah.
So.
Also, they, who the hell knows?
Oh.
Or don't.
We're done.
Get her,
Pretty poinsettias.
Austin Peay against TCU. Jamie Dixon coming off his first losing season ever in his coaching career. Vanderbilt against Mississippi Valley State. Ooh, boy. These guys have been – Mississippi Valley State's actually covered this year. This is like one of those teams. They were the worst team last year. They are so bad. The Delta Devils, oh, my God, they are hideous. They're 0-3 straight up, but they are 2-1 against the number. Do you want to dip your toe in the water there? Then you got Oral Roberts against Tulsa. Tulsa's, they're gassed after that comeback against SMU. Different sport, different day, but still gassed. Texas against Sam Houston State. 2 orange teams. Stay the hell away from that. Hampton against Morgan State. UCSB, the Gauchos, up against Texas Arlington. Notre Dame representing the ACC against Illinois in the ACC Big Ten Challenge. Gonzaga against Tarleton State. 31 points in that one. Loyola Marymount against Grand Canyon. The Antelopes. St. Mary's up against UC Riverside. Highlanders. Oregon Ducks against Montana Grizzlies. It's been a disappointing start to the season for the Ducks. Cal State Fullerton against Wyoming in the biggest line mover of the day. I did this video last night. Wyoming was a 1.5 underdog. They're now 5-point favorites. I would say I talked about Wyoming, the first day of college basketball season here on the show, and that ship might have already left the port. I was like, Wyoming's going to be a team. We're going to win a ton on Wyoming this year. They're going to be awesome. And it's like they got everybody. They're loaded. They hit the transfer portal, and they went to the junior colleges. Man, they got the junior college player of the year. It's like they got everything. Yeah, they go 4-0 against the number. Now the world is on them. 6.5-point move, Brian. What do you think of that?
I think I'm going to avoid that game altogether. Like I alluded to, I'm going to take Austin Peay plus the points against TCU. I think TCU is Austin Peay 1-4 against the number early on. I just think Austin's one of those teams I like to get down the stretch when they're playing like Murray State or Drake, those type of schools.
That's how Dick Vitale got famous on ESPN. Austin Peay versus Ohio State.
Austin Peay
said,
yeah.
If Austin Peay beats Ohio State, I'll stand on my head. And they came back into the studio, and he was standing on his head.
I'll take the Fighting Irish over Illinois here in another ACC team. It pains me. The number seems kind of light for Illinois here, only laying 4.
Well, it's dropping.
It's dropping. I'll grab the 4 with Notre Dame, 4.5.
How much do you think Lincoln Riley got from USC?
Take Loyola Marymount.
Take bets.
Over Grand Canyon, one of my favorite, the Antelopes. And I'll take Texans over Gonzaga. I like fading Gonzaga unless Rod has Gonzaga. So I like fading Gonzaga unless Rod's against Gonzaga. So those are
that looks like they win by 20 game. I'm with you. That looks like a 20.
They usually screw Rod.
They win by 28. So I'm with you on the Texans, so you better jump on Gonzaga because they usually screw me on that side. So I'm going to jump with you on the Texans. How's that? Are you excited?
Yeah, I'm super excited.
So
give me the Texans.
They're saying that the contract is might be in the same ballpark of the one that he already had, which doesn't make a lot of sense. He just signed a new contract because he was in it. You know, he's going to see it through to the finish. So he just signed that contract for 38.9. I think this contract's got to be 50, 60.
It's only so much money.
And then I agree with you. Give me Austin Pay plus the points versus TCU. That's way too many points for TCU to try to cover. So give me Austin Pay plus the points in that one. The other one I like, give me Tulsa over plus the points over Oral Roberts. I think Tulsa's got a good shot to outright him in that one. I like Tulsa there. What's the other one I like? Scroll down a little bit. I'm going to stay away from Illinois. Illinois has got a big flu that's running rampant through everybody. That's why. They can't even practice. They're so sick. So that's why that line is dropping like a rock, because they don't even know who's going to play for Illinois. Their flu's running rampant in the Illini dressing room there. So stay away from that one. For me, I think the Ducks come out and make a big statement. I know they have started off awful, but I think against Montana, they got a nice win. Maybe the Ducks in that one. And I like UC Riverside. Plus, I think they keep it closer with St. Mary's. And when people are thinking St. Mary's is going to come out. Both teams off to a great start. Both teams play solid defense. So I'd lean the under in UC Riverside. St. Mary's as well. But I have to UC Riverside plus the points in that one. And I think that's too many with Wyoming now. That number's way too far. Give me Cal State Fullerton plus the points against Wyoming. Wyoming wins by like 2 or 3. Not that many. Too far. The number has gone too far.
Joe?
Give me Mississippi Valley State plus the points against Vandy today. I just think that's too many to cover. Mississippi Valley State has not been playing great. They're 0-3 right now, but I think they can cover. They're 2-1 against the spread, and 37, that's just way too many points for me. And then I agree with you guys. I think Tulsa is a great pick today, plus those points. Oral Roberts definitely can get the win here, but I think this is a really tight one, and grabbing those points with them is the way to go. And then I think I'm going to have to lean on Texas to cover that huge spread. It's a lot, but we're looking at them against the spread. They're 3-2 against the spread, 3-1 at home. I think they can do it, pull it off against Sam Houston State today.
I like Illinois against Notre Dame. I like Tarleton State against Gonzaga. I like St. Mary's against UC Riverside. Normally, I would take UC Riverside in that game, but I like the way St. Mary's looked in the Maui Invitational in Las Vegas. Thought they played pretty well on the defensive side. That's about it for me. Anyways, parlay time, Rod.
So for me, we're going to take the Spurs plus the points. Take Gardner Webb, lay the points. Take Tulsa plus the points. Parlay those 3 out.
Brian?
I'm going to take Seahawks and Washington under the posted total. I agree with Rod. Love Rod's pick. I'm going to grab it too. I'm going to take the Spurs plus the points and then finish it off. I'm going to finish it off with Austin P plus the points.
Joe?
I'm going to take the Sabres and the Canucks, both on the money line. Pays 5 times your money, guys. Just under that. Just shy.
I'll take the over in Monday Night Football. I'll put it with the the over in Monday Night Football. I'm going to take it and put it with the Cleveland Cavaliers and the San Antonio Spurs. Thanks for joining us. Have an awesome day. Make it a winning day. And I'm going to try and act more professional tomorrow.